Haysher up over on the team one. First one up versus Barb, which is my boy Boris, the rogue demoniac on the paladin. I do like this set for more paladins. I don't know what it is. It looked like just like a proper knight, but also like the stature with this set specifically. Something about it makes it look compact and kind of fitting. Stun out of Haysher immediately. Barb with the Shield of Vengeance, maybe with the wall too. Stun to Haysher, it's gonna force a trick and fear immediately as soon as he sees the Crusade and Wake of Ashes. Could be an opportunity for Barb just to slam an immunity, and there it goes. Spell Warden, immune from any magic damage, which is all Haysher could really offer, besides a couple of technical slabs by the Mindbender. Big hammer hanging over Priest's head. Slams down into him with full righteous justice. Barb looking for a bit of reset. Did a most amount of damage, but is now trying to see if he can play slow, play it steady, trying to see if he can manage the dots. Blind, but doesn't quite connect. Needs to go for an interrupt versus Void Turn, otherwise he could be in a bad spot. Haysher now does not have to worry about interrupts. Double tentacle to Barb, not feeling that good right now. Could be a bubble out of him. No, instead it's a lay on hands. If Haysher is in a good spot, maybe can get himself a big kill off of that lay on hands. No bubble available. Insanity is going to be huge. If you can get a bunch of Insanities, it's going to do quite a bit of damage. Tentacle top out with a root to follow. Do you have a hand of freedom? He doesn't for at least last second. And it's going to try to go for a kick. Misses it though. The dots are in. But Haysher can connect. Looking to maybe get himself a bit of a turnaround onto the Paladin. A little bit of Flays. Not the Insanity Flays, but just plain Flays. Shield of Vengeance, as he does get rooted, gives Haysher an opportunity to at least go for a bit of a Void Turn together with a Void Eruption. Try to see if he can send Void Bolts in every direction. Barb carefully avoids every one of these Void Bolts. The missiles flying out. Quick blind onto Haysher. Dusty of the damage. Stunned right after. Haysher could be in a good spot. Hold on, if you got him some Mind Flame Insanity. Siphon is huge. Reducing the healing. Executes could be massive. Tentacles upon you. The guy's just trying to see if he can deal with the dots. Not a lot of good spot. Got him some big wings, but maybe he can barely heal himself some way, somehow. Haysher looking to catch up. Does get himself executes back to back, but not enough to take down the Paladin just yet. Barb going for Wake of Ashes just to go get himself some resources for yet another Ward of Glory. And I think that Wake actually does slow Haysher quite a bit. Were you able to connect with that Shadow Crash? I think you were. That's going to be even more Void Eruptions. One more DP. Oh, that is so close. That is so close, man. I feel like Haysher has played his fair rounds against Paladins more than once. More than once. Wait a second. Chicago? Huh? Oh yeah, evil. Yeah, I forgot. Villain arc. Yeah, that actually is. You know what? Normally I'd be like, why would Chicago do this? That's so out of character. But look at their felled Draenei. Like, this is normal for now. Maybe they'll go back to like cleanse himself, go Holy Draenei at some point. Then maybe. They do have yellow eyes, so you can make yourself look kind of like a normal Light Forge, but like normal Draenei, but looking kind of like a Light Forge. Big meatball flying onto Haysher as Diabolical is in. Silence to follow, trying to see if he can maybe just try to mitigate the damage with a quick Dark Pact. Throwing in a big old Infernal, couple of portals, putting some pressure onto Haysher. Might be a situation where the man's looking at the Disperse as a viable button. It is a strong ability. Trying to go for a couple of Insanities, so if you can get more casts like that on Daya, might be okay, but that Chaos Ball just makes him want to tuck tail and run behind the pillar. No, never mind. He's using it aggressively. Instead, he's kind of charging with it. It's going to be a Bonzafell. Reflect up onto Dia. Haysher got to be very, very careful with the reflect. That is still a big old Infernal hanging out next to you. Massive Void Turn. Trying to see if he can stop it with a Succubus quick. Stun onto Dia though. Does get himself the Spore Cloak activating too as a last means of defense. So now Dia has to be a little bit more careful. Wall may be an ability he may be looking at using Dark Pact real quickly, even while Silence. Big Chaos Bolt back into Haysher. Massive heal for Dia while he's feeling like, you know what? I may decide to get himself a heal early just to stabilize with Haysher, because this Shadow Priest is not giving you an easy out. There goes the wall. Mind Games right after, trying to see if we go for a few into Haysher with a Bonzafell, not really letting him go anywhere. Haysher with a Soul Fire. Oh, cannot avoid it as he rounds behind the pillar, but there's just no way. That is so rough. Reflect off for Dia, and Mash is trying to see if he can be very, very careful and not wait. What are you doing now? You're just looking at him? Why are you in the middle of everybody? What is happening? Dia, I think is gonna go down Mortical into Mish unless you got some kind of CC like a Succubus. Every one of these hammers is so. What are you doing, Chicago? I saw that. You thought I didn't see it? I saw you. I watched you sunder his corpse. Why are you doing this? Villain arc. What is happening? Somebody, these Paladins need to beat up Chicago, show him the path of light again. What is happening? Oh, yeah. There's no way for Dia to live that. Big damage onto Mish, maybe looking at a bubble right now. That or like a Bob Spell Warden would even use versus a Hunter, because they got plenty of explosive damage with grenades and TNT. But then you got big kill shots that are just straight up physical damage with the flanking strike. Like, even if you just protect yourself with one of those, the other's just gonna eliminate you. Stun onto GG Flex Visions, try to see if you can maybe ramp up a bit of damage. Will be a bubble situation. Cannot figure it in a bop or a blessing. And actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but is Death Shock still shadow damage? Because then you can't bop it. You gotta blessing it. But then you're open to physical attacks. It's a lose-lose situation. Mish cannot win with his next immunity. Flex just needs himself a little bit of time. Even if there is immunity, can maybe even remove it, especially if it's bop. Might just shrink shot it. Mish gets himself actually a chance to get himself a little bit of healing. If he got himself mage foot from Tick, he could sit down and maybe get himself a bit of recovery. As he sends out a Death Shock him, this might be an opportunity for lay on hands or bop or a spell warden. One of those two. 3. Big charge by Flex, closing that gap. And it's actually good for Flex. Blessing of protection. Flex could maybe remove it. Removes it with one quick trank shot. So for Mish doesn't even get any value off of it. That is a rough call, but he decided that he has to go against physical damage. He decided that physical damage is too much. Chicago just grip and flex like a death knight right in the center of the arena. Not gonna let him go anywhere with a static totem. That is gonna be a freezing trap. Chicago breaking out of it immediately. Flex does not have a stun for a good bit though. So if Chicago can get over next to Flex, what is this use of gateway? Excuse me? Hello? I don't even know if Flex really needs a gateway. He has plenty of ability. Gonna be a root totem. Stun on Chicago. Cannot really stop it. Trinkets, but it's gonna go for a feign death. Charge it right back to Chicago, but you're just next to death and Carter himself, and Chicago takes him out fairly quickly. Volk charging now, trying to see if he can maybe get himself some kind of pressure. Shadow Crash around the corner. Chicago just charges past it, able to avoid it. Fear, it's gonna actually... Is that a tremor? Oh, what a good use of tremor there, actually. Fear just tremored it instantly. Volk trying to get some damage in. Chicago looks like maybe lagging a little bit on their end. Hopefully it's not going to be too bad. But Volk at least maybe could use this as an opportunity to get himself a good go. Survival Loki and beautiful. Dude, Survival is... I feel like it's one of those specs that's under the radar. Not a lot of people talk about them. Not a lot of people give them credit or effort. But like when you do see like a decent Survival, you're like, whoa, this class, man. Because they're very much like rogues, you know, with resets they can do, the traps, plus the damage profile is really, really good. Magic, physical, they got it all. It's interesting. Chicago, though, does also have a similar profile versus Volk, but that's definitely not helping him right now. Stun, Mind Games, knockback for a second, still trying to catch him. Mind Games, but a quick intro by Chicago does stop him in place. Got himself a bit of that bloodlust with Touch of the Magi. Oh, not Touch of the Magi, but Touch of the Vampiric Touch. Chicago tried to see if he can maybe hold on. Oh, the tentacles, the Mind Games. You got to do something. Wall is up. Got himself the Guardian. Maybe they'll give you a little bit of healing. Try to go for a kick to Volk. Will not be able to. Mind Flay Insanity might be the end of you. Chicago tried to go for a little bit of healing, but that Flay just ends up burning you down, singeing you over time. With Callister going to be up next. Still sticking to the marksmanship guns, but switching out to a build that includes a pet with a pet stun, which could be really, really good. Sniper shot onto Volk, does him a nice little headshot. Fear onto both the hunter as well as the pet, and Volk got himself an opportunity to at least relax, to let the Death Shock him fall off. Stun, still in a decent spot. Maybe can still avoid Callister. Callister trying to make some damage happen right now. Stun right after for the Shadow Priest. Rapid Fire to follow. Unless you can avoid those, you'll be in a bad spot. Does have Disperse. May just want to use it super, super early just to recover a bunch of health. And might be Disperse situation right here. Unless Explosive? Oh, kill shots are not feeling great at all. Volk, which is my man, chilled on the Shadow Priest, surviving. I don't even know how. But hey, one thing to say about Shadow Priest survivability, it's definitely better than that of a Death Knight. I feel like if this was Callister versus Childs on his main, I feel like he might have died from that kill shot a while ago. Mind Game, Silence to follow. Callister not in a great spot. Is going to be dots on him. Got him some Turtle Shell, but is still rotting down. Cannot really heal for a little bit here. Got him some Survival of the Fittest. Maybe that'll give you a little bit of survivability, but that Siphon is definitely kind of zoning you out from that side. You can't really go left-hand side because it's going to be a bunch of bolts. Stun. Void Torn. It is just over, I think. Hold on. Oh, it does get the dots in there at the end. Tick is going to be up next. Immediate interrupt onto Volk and to a Ray of Frost. Not going to give him a chance here. Volk does not have a Disperse. Maybe can go for a bit of healing. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Once he's out of cooldowns, man, there's only so much you can do. Well, into my jungle, immediately closing the gap with Tick. Tick with a Polymorph Glacier Spike right after, trying to see if he can establish the CC that slows the pressure. And jungle wants to go in for as many kill shots as possible. Tick does not have a lot of health to work with unless he can go for an Ice Block. May just have to. Maybe, yeah, Ice Block. That's still big kill shots fly through. And his Manic Bandage will not be full. He has plenty of health. So he's not super worried, but he can't really recover as long as the pet is up. Tick not in a great spot right now, can't really heal fully. Try to go for flurries, maybe more lances, but I think the hunter may just have him. Survival hunter damage, man. I feel like not a lot of people expected, but it's actually up there. And my man Shield's got 2. Wait, did Flex really only got 1? I'm gonna have to look through that one again. But I'd be very surprised if triples, or if not triples, but if Flex got only 1 there. I felt like he was playing for a while, but maybe just him and Paladin game was super long.